Hey guys, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna go over a replay. We're facing a Grip Nakoma, aka Tom, one of the top MAG1 players in Asia. And this was around 2190 MMR. I didn't record it because, we have a backlog of videos that I already recorded, and I was trying not to record anything under 2200. But this game is so crazy that I wanted to actually do this replay. So we choose the supply spec, the best specialist, and one of the best packs, Storm and Fang. I think that's our best pack compared to all the packs. And why is that? Look, we have this late shaft coming in. We picked up the two crawlers, which we probably wanted to go for arc lights, but we were gonna need crawlers sooner or later, so we just decided to go for crawlers first. But you need crawlers and you need arc lights because he has Mustang. So he started it off with Mustang and crawler. He added the two tanks. Now we see the redeployment. We pick that instantly, and why is that? That's because we go for the factory, and that redeploy is worth its weight in gold. All right, so we just get the two arc lights. Might even get another one. And we just got to figure out how to position it. So something like this or like this. We have a little bit of money left over, so we go for the attack upgrade. Opponent goes for more tanks. I'm not sure if this is Agri or this is the tank guy. But yeah, a lot of tanks is pretty scary for sure. So it looks like this arc light is a little bit out of position. We put him too much in the center. There's nothing in the center. Better to just put it close to here, but thankfully we have the redeploy, so we can actually redeploy this next round. But it's not looking that great. The tanks are like just, they're good at chaff clear. They're good at being tanks. They're overall really good units. So we're not doing great, but it's not over yet. We get the drop here. I was thinking about going for fire, but then he has mostly tanks. He doesn't have that much chaff. So I just decided to go for the marksman. It's like a all around choice. It's not the worst choice. It's not the best choice, but it's the safest choice. So that's what we go for because we also see the Wraith. So we need some anti-air. And normally I really hate the marksman. And I like to go for my own fire cheese and stuff, but since we already had the arc lights, I was thinking, well, we don't need to go for the cheese. We could just range the arc lights, have some, standard chaff clear. That has been working quite well for us. And the opponent is so sneaky. He goes for the crawler and the fire badger flank. It's not what I expected. I guess we should have expected it, but we actually should have probably built some phoenixes here, but we wanted to range the arc light, and so it just we kind of prioritized the wrong thing, and as a result, we're gonna get pulled apart. So this is commonly known as like a cast flank. You go for the tank and the crawler here. It's super effective. And man, we're not doing good now. Now we're all of a sudden we're on death's door. So this is not looking great. None of these items are especially appealing to us, so we just skip. Now we know we have to go for Phoenix, right? This is what we do every single game. We always build the backline to Phoenix, and we know that the Phoenix can deal with the Fire Badger, right? So, we should have built it last round, but we could still build it now. We put some Phoenixes down, just kind of split them up a little bit, but have to here because we know we need to kill the Fire Badger. And I also decide, hey, we probably need a beacon so that some of this stuff doesn't go go to the side and burn. So we do that. I even moved the marksman a little bit out of the beacon so it doesn't walk so forward. So still have a little bit of money left. So I think, we could go for the defense upgrade. Maybe we should level the tower. I'm not quite sure. I decide on leveling the tower just to be safe. Now, what I didn't expect was, he has the wasp drop. I completely forgot about that, and I didn't anticipate it. So now the phoenixes are just getting, are dying. And now I'm really happy that we got the tower enhancement, because this tower for sure is going down real quick. Actually, this tower goes down real quick too, because he put another flank here, and it pulled our army apart. That's one of the problems of playing standard. And at this point, I just type in GG, because look, 1600. This is pretty much his entire army, right? So I just type GG. But look at this. We actually survived with 83 HP. And the opponent goes LOL. And we know at this point, there's only one thing to do. If you've been watching the videos, you also know there's only one thing to do at this point, right? And that thing starts with an F and it ends with a Y. And there it goes. So we unlock it, we get it, we click the HE, which is the best first technology. It's the best technology overall on the War Factory. We're just not sure if we can actually afford a level 2 factory or not. We're just trying to see. But actually, we can't really afford it. We can afford it, but we can't get the HE. We just play a little conservative. We get the factory. We need to get a shield. We already have the beacon, so this looks like a really nice little angle to just move it in, right? Should probably put down a shield just in case there's a missile. We could even probably redeploy one of our crawlers. To the flank. In fact, we can even let's see how much money we have. We have 100, so we're not sure what to do. We do actually end up redeploying our crawler onto this flank, right? No, we actually put it here, so we get a little bit of extra juice. We throw down a missile. The opponent goes for the lightning storm. Yeah, he wants to finish us off. At this point, he says in the chat, wow. Because maybe he wasn't expecting this. But, we should have done this, years ago. Because look at us, we're basically dead. So we're just pulling out the gut shot of all the gut shots. And I think we should be able to clean this up. He doesn't have any air units. The factory will just kill everything. We might not get the biggest victory, but at least we survived. The factory gets a level. We have the redeployment. I mean, we have a chance, right? Put it that way. We got a chance. This is a top player, but we have been practicing this factory for, since for a very long time. And okay, so that's the first round. We're still on death's door. Now, I don't know here if we made the right decision or not. I decided to go for the hounds because I was thinking we could just throw down like a huge flank, and this is going to be really good, like to distract basically all this stuff, which leads us into the tower. In retrospect, I'm not sure if we wanted to do that. Like maybe it's better to just go for the cell and just go for more factories or more factory techs. Maybe we could have gone for 2 factories. I'm not sure how good of a move this was. It was just like, we're desperate, so we might as well just try something crazy. I mean, it makes sense, right? That this stuff is going to take a while to kill. We just need to throw in some crawlers just to make this like, we're basically doing what he's doing to us. And I think this positioning isn't that good. Could have been probably positioned a little bit further back, because why does it need to be like this, right? It can be here, and it'll be even better. So anyways, we level up the tower, we move it over to the corner. We actually get a level on the tower just in case, because we're weak on the tower there. Right? I think we even get the attack upgrade at some point. Phoenixes are still level 1. Opponent goes for the Abyss. He's got vertical sweep, which is excellent into the factory, assuming he can lock onto the factory, but it's actually a nerf to the unit because it can't quite kill things as efficiently as if it was just a normal sweep, but it's especially good into the factory. However, because we moved the factory, this strategy isn't quite working, and now the marksman, it feels like we did a pretty good job getting those marksmen, and thank God we also got those phoenixes. So we set up the board to be able to deal with this. And this looks like it's going to be it's going to be a pretty decent round for us. The factory survives. Now he's in sub 3K, so things are looking good. My hopes are starting to get up here. I know that if we just keep going for a couple more rounds, we could win. We could achieve the ultimate comeback. So we get the fire because the fire is the spell that we pick every single time, 100% of the time. The fire is the best spell in the game. It absolutely needs to get nerfed, just like the orbital bombardment, but it's not. So we pick it every single time. And especially here with all the chaff and stuff, it's really good. So at this point, we're thinking, okay, we probably still need to move this guy because it's just too obvious that we're going to be here. Now, sure, we have all this chaff here, but what if he just puts like an abyss here? Like we were originally thinking, hey, let's just go in through here. But I'm a little bit worried about, because he knows what we're going to do, right? We do level up the phoenixes because we realize that we need something to kill his abyss. He's probably going for more abysses. We move the position to here. Get a little bit more crawler chaff. We even put it in front, so just in case there's a melter or something. Now we decide to put the fire here, which is a good spot because we get the Mustangs, we get some crawlers. We actually do get quite a lot of stuff from this angle. Actually range the Phoenix because we're thinking that's going to help with the survivability. Opponent fires us here. It's going to be kind of, unpleasant. But look at the opponent actually goes for now Wasp with ground spec all on this side, and he beacons his abyss over. He put is pretty smart. He put the abyss in the middle, so you can go one way or it can go the other way. Right? It was very, very kind of well thought out abyss. But let's see if we're going to be able to clean up these wasps because these wasps are going to be a huge problem for the Phoenix. We do get the second debuff and we actually clean this up here. And all of a sudden the abyss dies. And now Agri is one step away from dying. We've done an amazing job. Now we see the unit drop, and I was initially thinking about the Vulcan's Descent, putting it here with an oil, because we can actually get oil here. We didn't use our oil, surprisingly. So I was thinking about that, but I was like, you know what? That's so much money. That's like 250, 400. It's too risky. I feel like that's just too risky. So, and we have to now deal with his wasps, because the wasps are going to act as chaff for the Phoenix. So we need something that can kill the wasps, and the only thing really is Mustangs with aerial spec. So we just go and get that. We put it in our slots. We leave a room of 5 in between all the Phoenixes just so we can do this. And now what are we going to do with the factory? Surely we can't just leave it here, right? Where is the next spot? Because we have the redeployment. We might as well just redeploy it somewhere. But where? Right? And why? Right? So I actually put it here. And the reason why we put it here is just because he's not expecting it. He's probably going to think it's going to go in this corner. So in my mind is, well, we can't put it here. This is kind of like maybe the best spot. Like it's the trickiest spot. And, it just seems like maybe that would be a good idea. I don't, and we have a little bit of money. So now we're going to missile some of the wasps. We're going to missile, it looks like we get some really nice targets. We're going to missile this. We're going to missile this, right? So it looks like we get some really good targets. And now, good thing we went for the shield. It actually goes for some stuff here, but now we have the Mustangs taking this out. So very good job on us picking the Mustangs. This is moving forward. He does have the abyss here. He's finally respected it to put one abyss in every area, but it's we can still tank multiple shots. And actually, with all these Phoenixes with range, the abysses might even die before we. The abyss just couldn't tank enough. So it's looking very, very, very good for us now. We should be able to clean up this side, and we're kind of close to losing the tower, but I do feel like we almost have too much here. So let's just see here. We're probably going to lose the tower soon. There he goes. But look at this. This is just so much stuff on this side. Doesn't mean we're not going to get scammed, but he's only got a couple Mustangs left behind. We still have a lot of Mustangs with aerial spec. The factory is still at a very healthy point, and now look, it's just this one abyss against the whole army, and that's it. So we actually managed to come back from the most desperate situation possible. 83, he was at full health, and we just we just kept moving the factory around every single time we moved it, and that's because we got the redeploy. And even though it wasn't maybe the best economic option to pick it initially, later on we knew that there was a chance that we were going to go factory. We're almost certainly going to go factory, and we're almost certainly going to need to move around that factory. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy about this because, we, it was not a game that we expected to win. And we kind of did the right counters. When he came out with the Wasps, we came out with the Mustangs. We ranged Phoenix just to keep them safe from the Abyss, keep them a little bit safer from the Mustang. Basically, the Phoenixes will kill the Abyss. Sure, the Marksman will do something, but actually not really, because once he could click Swarm Missiles, which would be next round, then actually the Mustangs will die, the Marksman will die, most of the ground would die had he clicked the Swarm Missiles the following round. But we were just kind of like one step kind of ahead, and we're causing a lot of problems with this War Factory, especially since it was moving around like crazy. And we actually, at the end there, we didn't put it in the corner because I felt like it might just be too obvious. And if you think about it, if we put it into this corner, we need to go like here, here, here. And if the crawlers actually, if these wasps move forward, they would block the factory. So the factory wouldn't move anymore. It would just stay here and die. In this situation, we were able to missile this wasp pack, meaning there was nothing really in front. I mean, the big head was there, but we were kind of beaconing from here. So there's a little bit of luck. Had we come in from here, we might not have been able to move into range, but coming in from here gave us a little bit of a room to move, because actually the War Factory cannot move if there's an air unit inside the beacon. I don't know why that is. I think it's a bug, but that's just how the game is played. So it's very precarious to be moving around, to be beaconing your War Factory when there's air units around. It's like kind of like getting scammed. So anyways, hopefully this can serve as a good example of how really you can win any game you want with just the War Factory. That being said, you do need Phoenixes behind because you need anti-air, because the Abyss is the most common counter. And you'll probably also need Mustangs behind, but if he doesn't go Wasps, you probably don't need the Mustang. But if there's Wasps, you absolutely need the Mustangs. So that's pretty much the rule of thumb. And hopefully that was a fun video to watch, and hopefully you got something out of it. See you in the next one.